Hi everybody, my name is Chef Ian Vair, and you're watching The Healthy Chef. Thank you everyone for tuning in. This is a lovely show that you're definitely going to enjoy. We have a great recipe for you. Today I decided to bring in, believe it or not, a salad. Some of you might say, oh, a salad, I'm not really interested in salad. Well, I was inspired to bring this recipe in because a good friend of mine who was explaining that she doesn't like salad, she doesn't eat vegetables, and I said, well, maybe I can convince you. So mainly the big deal for her was texture. And I think a lot of us don't like texture, even though salad is excellent for you. There's all kinds of vitamins and minerals and nutrients. Even so, a lot of us will put salad to the side and maybe not eat the veggies that we should. Well, this salad I'm decided to call a wilted garden salad, and I'm topping it with some delicious ingredients. Feta cheese, yum, it's one of my favorites. You could use blue cheese if you liked, but feta cheese for this recipe, and I'm going to be making blackened chicken breast. So nice and easy, okay? Not too difficult of a process. I want this to be something that we can make at home that's going to take maybe 20 or 30 minutes, all right? An easy prep time for dinner. The ingredients weren't difficult to find at the grocery store. They weren't very expensive. My caloric ratio was pretty low, believe it or not. So please stay tuned in. I would love for you to watch this recipe. Now, before we go any further, I also would like to say that, I've been working in the restaurant industry and with food for decades. And the whole reason that I am making the show today, and will continue to make it in the future, is that many of our diseases, many of our health complaints that are all through our culture. So many people that I talk to on the street say, I have this ailment, I have that ailment, what should I do? I go see the doctor, I don't know what to do anymore. And I'm real big on food being medicine. So please continue to watch. Please watch more of our episodes of The Healthy Chef, and I'm going to be incorporating healthy ingredients, okay? Delicious food, all right? Inexpensive, things that we can source locally and make at home. All right, all that being said, are we ready? Let's get started. Okay, so I need to get this turned on. I'm going to start with, so there's a little multitasking with this recipe. So I'm going to get one element cooking, and that's going to be the cauliflower. That's kind of a big cauliflower. I'm not going to use this whole thing. I get to take some home for myself. But I'm going to break down some of this cauliflower, and I'm going to steam it, all right? And that way it's not crunchy, okay? It's going to have a nice texture to it. Now, some people at home might say, well, I don't have a steamer. Well, that's okay. But I don't have an insert to put in my pan. That's all right. I didn't bring one, okay? This is a nice, easy method. I'm just going to use a little bit of water at the bottom. Just a little bit, half an inch. All right? This just takes a few minutes. Make sure you have a lid, okay? So the only requirement in steaming at home is to have it could just be a small pot with a tightly fitting lid and a little bit of water at the bottom. So let's take our cauliflower. First we're going to peel off the outside here, okay? The sort of leaves that are on it. And that's going to expose all of the white in the cauliflower. Let's take off all these leaves. They're pretty bitter, so I don't like to add them into my salad. I like to take them off. You could compost these. If we had a farm, your animals might like to eat them. Now, what I'm going to do here is at an angle, I'm going to cut down and make sure the knife is away from your fingers. Okay, at an angle. Again, at an angle. 3 or 4 cuts, and it's going to pull right off. Okay, that wasn't too hard. Pull off the rest of our leaves here. All right. Now, these are florets. Not dissimilar from broccoli. They're in the same family, okay? And I'm going to cut 2 of these. And see, look at all this that's left over. This could be made for other salads. This could be made for dishes that you're going to make down the road during the week. You know, I usually get 1 of these a week, and we'll eat it all through the week. So I'm going to put that aside. Okay. Cut this in several pieces. Bunch of little pieces. Remember, they're going to go into a salad, so I want these to be kind of bite-sized. All right, nice. That's really all we need, but I'm going to cook a little bit more. Now this recipe today is for 1 to 2 people, and it's very easy to double, triple, quadruple, to make for a full family or a party, or to bring, you know, when some kind of potluck. It's a great dish. Now, let's look over here. Our water's boiling. Excellent. Let's take our cauliflower, put it right in, okay? Probably 3 or 4 minutes in there. 3 or 4 minutes, and it's going to be perfect, all right? Now, we're going to taste that. You know, we're going to feel the texture in there. If it's not cooked enough, cook it a little bit more. So, you know, with maybe a set of tongs or a spoon or a fork, we're going to take some out and just kind of feel it, all right? Now, that's excellent. Now, remember I said this is a wilted salad, which just means I'm not going to cook everything super, super soft and well done. I'm going to cook it so it's kind of like it's been steamed, okay? I'm going to cook it fairly quickly. It's not going to take too long. And it's going to get in with the lettuce, and everything is just going to be a little soft. All right, remember I said a friend of mine didn't like her crunchy salad, so this inspired me to make something like this, and I actually have been making it frequently at home. It's delicious. All right, let's see what we're going to do. First, I'm going to cut the garlic open. Now, I like to do the garlic first, even though I'm not cooking it first, because it cooks quickly, but it's important to open it up first and chop it a little bit, because there's nutrients that are released when we chop it and leave it friends or anything, because you know garlic's excellent for you, but it does have a strong aroma to it. So just 1 clove is plenty for this recipe. All right. Now, so I have whoa, that's okay. We've got plenty here. 1 clove, and what I'm going to do is just push down on the clove. And then I'm going to be able to take all the skin off. All right. Fun. And I'm just going to just cut it straight across. Now there's a little more skin in there, no big deal. Just take that out. Okay. Excellent. Just a little garlic for flavor, good nutrients that are in there. It's anti-inflammatory, it's good for blood circulation. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, so that's chopped. I'm going to put that aside. Now, I'm going to cut some celery. I don't like the look of that piece of celery, so I don't need that. Cutting the top and bottom off of this. And for the celery, I'm going to cut it down the middle and then across, keeping your fingers tucked and your thumb back. Very important, okay? We don't want to cut ourselves. We do need a sharp knife, but we don't want to cut ourselves. All right. Excellent. That was just 1 stalk of celery. We don't need too much. Great. All right. Now let me check on this cauliflower. Make sure that it's been maybe 3 or 4 minutes now. Pull out 1 piece. I would wait a minute or so at home. I have chef fingers and a chef mouth. So it's not too bad for me. All right, it's perfect. Wonderful. So, what do we do now? I'm going to fill this with cold water, okay? And the cold water is just going to bring it down to a cool temperature, all right? It's going to stop the cooking process. All right? Very good. That just cools it down. So far, so good. We're doing well. All right, I'm going to turn on my temperature for my pan over here, and it'll be ready and nice and hot in just a couple minutes. That's good. Cauliflower's looking good. Yummy. Okay, carrots. No. Excellent for you. Now, I'm not going to peel the carrot. I like all the nutrients. They say the most of the nutrients, or the highest density of the nutrients, is on the skin. So make sure you wash it, which I already have. And I'm just going to cut that, all right? Just fairly nice bite-sized pieces, and then as it gets larger from the middle and on, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to cut it in half first. All right. Looks good. Now, next, I have an onion. Now, I brought a red onion today. There's more nutrients in a red onion. And there's a little bit of skin that I need to remove, so let's cut the top, not the bottom side, but the top side of the onion first. Cut it in half. And I want to take this skin off the top, all right? Because it's not very palatable. I have slippery hands today. But what's great about this show is I get to use different stuff. Okay, so nice and clean onion. And I don't want to use this whole onion because the flavor is quite strong, all right? So we don't want to use all that. I'm just going to cut 2 or 3 slices. It's a little thin. I got 4 slices there. And then cut it in half, okay? That's plenty. And the next thing that I'm going to cook, and the last thing that I'm going to wilt, is going to be red cabbage. It's excellent for you, okay? Red cabbage. If some of you don't like cabbage, not a big deal. You know, I love it because I make sauerkraut with it. I make coleslaw with it. It's very high in nutrients. And with this, for this recipe, I only need 1 large leaf, okay? This I can make coleslaw or sauerkraut or add it into salads all through the week. It's wonderful, okay? So I don't need a whole lot for this. I'm just going to cut it to a few slices here. And then I'm going to go across it. Remember, keep your thumb back, keep your fingers curled. My fingers are even a guide for my knife. Excellent. All right. Looks good. So I've got a hot pan over here. Now, normally when I saute, I like to use avocado oil because it has a higher smoke point. Today I brought extra virgin olive oil. I couldn't source the avocado oil that I wanted, which is fine. And the most important thing with that is that you don't let your heat get too hot because it will smoke and it does break down the nutrients in the olive oil, okay? So, not a big deal. A lot of recipes call for olive oil to saute. And I'm going to put in here about a tablespoon. All right, what's going to take the longest? My carrots. Let's put my carrots in first. That's what you need to hear that when you're sauteing, okay? The definition of saute, and this is in French cooking, is hot pan, little fat, okay? High heat, little fat. So we want that sizzle. Now remember what I said about the smoke point with the oil. We don't want that smoking away, okay? So it's right where it wants to be. So you might want to start on high heat and then turn it down to medium, which I've done, okay? Now the carrots, also the celery is going to go next. Celery cooks, it's almost as firm as a carrot. So I'm going to add that in next. Lovely. So this is a wilted salad that we're cooking here on the show. The Healthy Chef. This is all about using healthy ingredients, locally sourced, lots of nutrition, low calories, all right? Easy to cook at home, not too expensive. Excellent. All right, this is looking good. I'm going to add my onions in now. Okay, onions. Nice. And I have about an ounce of onions, a couple ounces of carrots, a couple ounces of celery, probably an ounce of cabbage, and only 1 clove of garlic, which is going to go at the end. All right? We don't want to burn the garlic. The flavor of burnt garlic it's too strong. All right? So we just want to barely sweat it. And remember, we're calling this a wilted salad. So for the most part, we're sweating our vegetables. All right? Yummy. Yummy. All right, cabbage. There you go, cabbage. I'm digging it. Woo! Again, if anyone's tuning in, Chef Ian Vair, you're watching The Healthy Chef. We're making a wilted garlic salad, garden salad. Excuse me. And I'm going to be finishing with feta cheese that I'm about to chop up, and I'm going to break down a whole chicken and blacken some chicken breast. Yum. So that's going to turn this sort of exquisite salad into something, you know, phenomenal. The flavors are going to be on point. All right. Looks great. So I don't want to burn this garlic. I'm actually going to turn the heat off and add the garlic in. All right? And just a little bit, just a skosh more oil over that garlic, just a little bit. That's it. Heat's off. Okay. Now, I'm going to prep the vegetables that are not going to be cooked. All right? We have some romaine lettuce. Please feel free to use the lettuce that you choose. Okay? Whether it's red leaf or green leaf or spinach, could be mesclun mix, whatever makes you happy. All right, we gave this a rinse earlier, which is always a good idea. And for this, I want it bite-sized, so I'm going to cut down the leaves here a couple of times and then back across. Yummy. All right, into my salad bowl. Looks good. Now, I have tomatoes. I'm going to use 1 or 2 plum tomatoes. I haven't decided yet, so you can use any kind of tomato that you like. The plum tomatoes look really nice, so that's what I decided to source for the recipe. And for these, I'm going to cut a couple times, so into thirds, and then a couple times again. Now, it's important, and take a look at the knife that I have. It's a serrated knife. All right, this is the knife that you need when you're cutting specifically through tomatoes. All right, they also they'll call it a bread knife. You know, it cuts through bread really well, but with tomatoes, it's a great knife to have. Okay, that's going to go. So 1 tomato was plenty. That's going to go right in. Excellent. What else do we have? Okay, our cauliflower is beautiful. It's cooled off completely. I'm going to add this in with the salad. All right, this is nice. It almost has the texture of shrimp. It's interesting. Or chicken. Very interesting, though. Okay, that's plenty. All right, good deal. What do we have next? All right. So all of our cold ingredients are happy. All right. Now what I'm going to do, let's see, I'm going to start my heat on my pan that I'm going to be blackening chicken in. I want to make sure it's plenty hot by the time we start. Okay, almost in a few minutes. But before I break down the chicken, I'm going to cut up the feta cheese. One of my personal favorites. Please feel free to use cheddar cheese or blue cheese or, you know, something else that you like. But for this recipe, that's what I'm going to go with. Now I'm going to cut about an ounce of feta. All right, just cut a couple slices there. Cut it again. All right, that's plenty. Looking good. Okay. Now notice I changed cutting boards because I'm using proteins now, all right? I don't need to switch this out, but my chicken I'm cutting last. 99.9% of all chicken has salmonella. So it's so important that we are delicate, very, very careful with the chicken when we use it. Use a separate cutting board, wash your hands, big, big deal, okay? So thanks everybody for listening to that, because there's a lot of important things in this show, but you know, safety and taking care of our health is really why we're here on the air. Okay, so I decided to bring, you know, I'm only cooking a chicken breast, but I brought a whole chicken. Why not? It's inexpensive. It's a free-range organic chicken. It was not expensive. This is something I can use for a few other meals. So anybody who wants to learn how to break down a chicken, let's go for it. All right, here we go. Okay, let's see. The top side of the chicken is here. The bottom side is here. I like to start right here and cut down. Okay, and that opens it up. And in the middle, I'm going to cut down right here. Okay. Pop this guy out. Feel free, if you do not want to work with a whole chicken, to buy breast in the store. Now, one of the more difficult parts is what I'm doing right here, this sternum, cutting this out. He wants to give me a hard time because I'm on television, but that's okay. Take my time. We're still looking good. Nice. Nice. Excellent. So we've got wings here, we've got thighs and drumsticks. All I want is the breast, okay? So I'm going to pull these bones out here, cut them in half, save this for later. I could cut this right here and take the thigh and the drumstick. I could take the wing off and you know, use them all separately. I'm not going to do that today. I just want the breast. So let's cut this right here. Nice. Let's take the wing off. Very good. And there's a little bone in here I want to pull out. We don't need that. There is a little bit of chicken tender right here that I'm not going to use, but I could use for other recipes. I like to cook different cuisines at home and pastas and things like that, but I would save it but for the show we don't need that. So there we go. Look, there's our chicken breast. Not a big deal, okay? Now, there's that. I'm going to wash my hands. Like I said, very important. All right, my pan is nice and hot. Let's see, I have another pan over here hiding. Okay, I'm going to make some blackening spice. And for that, I have a little Himalayan sea salt. Not too much. I bet you it's 1/4 teaspoon. About the same of pepper. I generally use about equal parts. Some garlic powder, chili powder, and this is a Chesapeake spice. It's a crab spice called Old Bay. That's one of my favorites. I'm going to use a little Old Bay. Give this kind of a mix. All right. Get a little oil in my pan, not too much. And I decided to use a non-stick pan, which you don't need to at home, but you can. Get our chicken breast down in here, and I'm going to blacken the whole thing. What the heck? Right. All right, nice sizzle. And I'm going to even turn it up a little bit more. Super. Now, since my blackening spice was tainted, essentially, you know, with a raw chicken breast, I'm going to throw this out, okay, because it was mixed in there. I would not reuse this, just so everyone knows, okay? Remember the salmonella factor. But it's actually nice for everyone to see that this is not a very difficult recipe. This is something, you know, I went shopping for this and it took me 20 minutes, right? I prepped before the show. It took me maybe 20 minutes, not even. I was just getting ready for the show. And as you can see what I'm doing now, this isn't taking long at all. I mean, it's been maybe 15 minutes that I've been cooking, and we're going to be finished within 10 minutes. So 20, 25 minutes at home is probably about where you're going to be, maybe 30 minutes. And this is a salad, again, remember, that we can duplicate easily, okay? I could get a couple of appetizer salads out of this. I could make it a bigger entree salad. So remember, these recipes that I'm making here at Peg TV are easy to duplicate. If you want to double them, triple them, quadruple them, turn them into as, you know, many sized salads as you like, or recipes that you like. Now, if any of you are thinking, you know, that's nice, he's cooking a salad for us this time around, you know, why should we watch the show next time? Well, I spent a lot of time growing up in the South, and I ate a lot of food from the South, and some of my favorite food is really yummy Mexican food. So I cook a lot of that at home, and I'm French trained, and I use French methods, but I'm going to be bringing some delicious tacos for us next time around. All right, so I'm going to be cooking some black beans and rice. All right, I'm going to do some kind of a pulled meat. I haven't decided which yet. All right, probably we'll make some salsa for us and some guacamole. So if anyone at home likes those, you know, those types of recipes, please tune in for The Healthy Chef here on Peg TV, also on YouTube. Okay, The Healthy Chef. And remember, we're here for delicious, inexpensive, healthy food. All right, this is looking good. This blackened chicken, I'm going to give it a turn. See, you see how we're starting to smoke a little bit? And remember, if I had avocado oil, it wouldn't smoke quite as much. Believe it or not, the smoking point of avocado oil is at least 150 degrees higher. Okay, so generally with sauteing, that's what I like to use. Okay, so we're about 3 or 4 minutes out from being finished with the chicken breast. That's a blackened chicken breast. So caloric intake, you know, nutritional value. What did this break down to? Well, I keep all the stats on that, and I Google everything to see what, you know, how many calories, how much fat and protein and carbohydrates are in each of my ingredients. And in French, they say the proper mise en place, and that means everything in its place. The best ingredients that we can put in place. That's what we're trying to do here, okay? So I broke all these down, and this salad, it's a big entree salad, is around 500 calories. That's pretty low. I mean, compared that to going out to any restaurant, and I bet you're going to find that much calories in your salad dressing. Okay. Now I'm going to be making a vinaigrette today. Really, really easy. It's delicious though. Okay. So just think about your caloric intake. Now, protein-wise, we're up over 40 grams of protein. That's a lot of protein. So anyone who's interested in keeping their protein high, very important. And we're using lean meat. Okay. So cholesterol, and if you have high cholesterol, this is a good option. If you have high blood pressure, this is a good option. Fat-wise, we were around 22 grams, but it's extra virgin olive oil. It's like the best fat that we can use. Carbohydrate-wise, yeah, there's lots of veggies in here, but we were around 30 grams of carbohydrates. Okay, I think 29 grams carbohydrates. So low carb, good fat, high protein, delicious, yummy. Okay, let's take a look. We're still going here. Yum, this looks good. You know what's cool about this show is I get to eat some of the food. That makes me happy. All right, the chicken breast is close. Just a couple minutes to go. And I have a meat thermometer as well that I'm going to use, all right, which is important. Now, white meat on chicken breast should be at least 165 degrees. Dark meat, bone in, okay, bone in, needs to be 180 degrees. So anyone who is, really wants to make sure that they're eliminating any chance of a salmonella, sort of getting into your food, that's what you want to, those are the specs, okay? So 165 breast, 180 dark meat, bone in, okay? So now before we cut into this, I'm going to go ahead and mix our veggies. So we have chopped romaine lettuce, we have our plum tomato, we have some steamed cauliflower, okay, nice and cold. Now we wilted carrots, celery, cabbage, onions, garlic, and what that did for us, and my whole inspiration for doing that into a salad was to not eliminate all the nutrients, but to just alter the texture a little bit, okay? Now let's take this. This is going to go right in. Look how colorful this is. You know it's healthy, especially when you have a lot of color. All right, yum. Yum, 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 yum. All right, loving it. All right, give that a little turn. Delish. Now, I'm not using a creamy dressing for this. I'm actually going to be using some cider vinegar. This is locally sourced cider vinegar, all right? And that's great for flavor, no calories. And about a tablespoon is all I need. You could use even less if you're not a vinegar fan. That's fine. If you want to use a creamy vinegar, a salad dressing, you want to use a creamy salad dressing, feel free. This is up to you. It's just going to up the caloric intake a little bit more. All right, so there's my vinegar. Toss that around a little bit. Yum. We already have some olive oil from cooking our veggies, but let's add just a little bit more. Teaspoon, maybe. Let's give that a little turn, all right? No big deal. Now, one more thing I'm going to do is add a little more flavor. Okay, we have a lot of flavor in here, but I'm going to give it some more black pepper, salt, garlic powder. It's kind of like making our own vinaigrette. Right in the salad, right on the fly, okay? Give that a turn, and one more time, all right? Salt, and that's Himalayan sea salt, pepper, garlic powder, yum. Okay, let me check on my chicken one more time. Okay. It's looking really good. Looking really good. We're almost finished here. Okay. Now, I'm going to take my bimetallic stem thermometer, and I want this to go right down into the middle of the breast. Yummy. Almost. 160. Put it all the way down to the center, 165. It's still going. So we're great. We're looking great. Okay? Turning the heat off. Well, I've had a great time here. I hope everyone has had a wonderful time here. I'm going to go ahead and plate up. All right. So our wilted garden salad. This could be for 2 people. This could definitely be an entree salad for 1. I like to eat this salad, this quantity myself at home. Okay? I'm a big guy, so, you know, I need a lot of calories, but this could easily be enjoyed by 2 people. And remember, these recipes are easily duplicatable. All right? We can double, triple, quadruple. We can turn these into as many as we like. Okay, look at that beautiful salad. All right. Now we have some feta cheese that I've chopped up, okay? It's a little bit crumbled. That's going to go on here. Yum, yum. Give me some. I love wilted garden salad. Feta cheese for me, please. I want some more. Ha, 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 ha. Yum, everybody. This looks awesome. So, this is great. Okay. So, yum. All right, I'm going to place that right here. Take my chicken breast, my blackened chicken breast, all right, and let's see, cut this. Oh, yeah. All right, now what I'm going to do is place most of this, I don't think I need even all of it, right on top. Oh. Right on top. Mmm. Delish. All right. Can we see this? Can we see this? Okay, let's take a look. Look at the color. Wilted garden salad. Excellent texture, okay? Low calories. So healthy, okay? We only used extra virgin olive oil, high in protein, low in carbohydrates, okay? It was easy to source, easy to make, delicious. These are the types of recipes we're going to be making here on The Healthy Chef. So, thank you everyone so much for joining us this evening, morning, evening, and night, whenever you may be watching. But thank you so much. And we're going to continue making wonderful food based on how to heal our bodies with delicious food. Thanks, everyone. My name is Chef Ian Vair, and you're watching The Healthy Chef.